Dogworks Radio is sponsored by Alaska Dogworks. Check out their website at alaskadogworks.com.
Hi, this is Alex Stein, co-host of Mushing Radio on Dogworks Radio. We just completed our first storytelling season on the 1925 Serum Run. Almost 100 years later, the 1925 Serum Run is something that is still inspirational, amazing, and in many ways larger than life. We've gathered all of these episodes together on one page to make it easier for you to listen to them in order. Just go to dogworksradio.com/serumrun. That's SERUMRUN, no space, dogworksradio.com/serumrun. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to Dogworks Radio at Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever it is that you go to listen to podcasts.
Start your day tomorrow with The Daily Dog with Michelle Forto, the morning podcast on Dogworks Radio. Apple Podcast reviewer Patty Christensen calls it funny, smart, and filled with all the info I want to know about dogs. I love this show. Wake up with The Daily Dog. Available on Dogworks Radio on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your shows.
From two beautifully scenic and historic locations, the Hudson Valley, New York, and Willow, Alaska. This is the Sibe Vibe, brought to you by Dogworks Radio. Your hosts are author, journalist, and photographer, the Five Sibes mom, Dorothy Wills-Raftery, and Dogworks Radio executive producer, canine behaviorist, trainer, and lead musher of Team Anneke, Robert Forto. The Sibe Vibe is all about the magnificent breed of the Siberian Husky. From training to grooming, and for those who show and breed. From parenting to playing and rescuing Huskies in need. Whether mushing over snow-covered trails or lounging on tropical shores. Even for Hollywood Sibes on the big silver screen, and so very much more. If it's about a Siberian Husky, we'll chat about it here.
Hello and welcome, everybody. You are listening to the Sibe Vibe here on Dogworks Radio, and joining me is my co-host. Her name is Dorothy Wills-Raftery. She's calling in from the Hudson Valley of New York. Dorothy, how's it going?
Hi, Robert. Good to talk to you. It's going well, thanks. We're having a very crazy weather here in the Hudson Valley. After some February snow, Mother Nature decided to tease us with two 70-degree days, and now we're dropped back down 40 degrees, and we've got rain and sleet. But, you know, I prefer those lovely spring-like days, but the Huskies, they love their snow days. So, but we're all doing good. How about you?
Doing very well. Lots of snow up here. We've got about 7 inches in the last couple of days.
Wow, a lot of snow. I've seen one of your, I'm going to share one of your videos to let people get a bird's eye view what it's like to be in the musher seat. You have some beautiful scenery going on there while you guys are out there.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's lots of fun up here with all the snow and all the dogs running. It's been a good winter. So today we have a guest that's returning. Is that right?
Yes, we have Nanette Willis, and she is the owner, creator, baker of Sassy's Goodies, and we just recently launched on International Epilepsy Day, which is this month. It's always the second Monday of February, the new Gib Nibs treat, which, of course, is named after my Epi Angel, my woolly husky Gibson, and based on the diet of a dog with epilepsy, which are also good for diabetes, and we're going to talk about that with Nanette this episode, and all about the making of the treats, and what she's going to be actually donating a portion of that to the Wally Foundation. And as a lot of folks know, the next 2 months here at the Sibe Vibe, we're going to be highlighting canine epilepsy awareness in our Live Give Strong campaign. As I said, International Epilepsy Day just passed, and next month, March 26th, is Purple Day for Epilepsy, and so we're going to be highlighting a lot of that. And right today, we're going to talk to Nanette, as we said, who is from Sassy's Goodies, and her brick and mortar storefront is located in Springfield, Missouri, and she has an online store at sassysgoodies.net. And Nanette is also a military wife and Hugh parent to 4 Siberian Huskies: Sassy, who's the company's namesake, and her sweet pup Bella, Bentley, and Jake. And Nanette, as I said, will be donating a portion of the sales of Gib Nibs to the Wally Foundation for Canine Epilepsy. And Sassy's is actually celebrating their 6th anniversary anniversary of being in business this month, and her treats are handcrafted, gluten-free, homemade dog treats, Robert, and she has pup cakes, and they're all made with fresh and organic ingredients right here in the USA. The new Gib Nibs contain no salt, sugar, gluten, rosemary, or preservatives, which is very important to the diet of a dog that has epilepsy, and we're going to talk about that in a bit. Nanette has other various gift sets also that people can fill with their favorite treats, as well as personalized dog treat jars, and she has collars, and she also has a Canine birthday club that folks can sign up for. But without further delay, let's welcome Nanette back to the Sibe Vibe.
Thanks, Dorothy. It's good to be back.
Congratulations on your 6th anniversary of Sassy's Goodies. I just realized that we do have a February theme going on here. Sassy's opened in February of 2012, right? And
yes.
We had you on the show here 2 years ago for Valentine's Day in February.
It's a good month.
It is, and we're happy to have you back again in February for the launch of the Gib Nibs.
It's good to be back.
Awesome. For our listeners, can you recap just how it all began for Sassy's Goodies? I know that you had a bone-shaped cookie cutter set that your husband and daughter had given you as a gift one year, and talk about a little bit about that and how it led you to making homemade treats for your own dogs, and also because one was a diabetic, you were making special treats. So just kind of give a recap to our listeners about that.
Sure. I made treats for Nala after getting the set and reading what's actually in treats that are on the store. She died of diabetic complications while my husband was deployed. We could never get things better, and she died in my arms waiting at another vet. When I found the new puppy online, she was actually born that same day she died. I named her Sassy, and that was kind of that was the clicker to make better treats for everybody and to teach them what's in their food and educate people how to make their dogs live better and healthier.
Now, I'm thrilled that you have joined in our 5 Sibes Live Give Strong Canine Epilepsy Awareness and Educational campaign with the creation of Gib Nibs. And I'm really so happy that these treats you're going to have as a perennial fundraiser for the Wally Foundation. And while you do so much to help local shelters and rescues right there in Missouri, what is it about becoming an ambassador for canine epilepsy on a national level that appealed to you?
Well, I love helping all of the local shelters and our law enforcement canines and everything here. It's really kind of hard to find out how to get in different cliques, and after following you and Gibson and how it went with those, I was excited to be a part of something that's national and actually help more fur babies across the United States and even farther maybe to have better treats. Right,
absolutely. And that's so key, is not just for a dog who has specific needs such as epilepsy or diabetes, but just dogs across the board to, just last night alone I posted 3 recall notices, and, it's getting a little scary feeding dogs, and I think it's so important that we really highlight, feeding our dogs healthy foods and healthy treats. And now, for folks who may not know, the Wally Foundation for Canine Epilepsy, which is what a portion of sales of the Gib Nibs Nanette will be donating to, is a nonprofit organization based in Delaware that offers possible financial assistance for much-needed anti-seizure medications to families, fosters, and rescues of dogs diagnosed with idiopathic canine epilepsy. I have been a volunteer case manager with the Wally Foundation for several years, and I'm really thrilled to know that Gib Nibs will be helping them help other EpiDog families in need. And you can find out more about the Wally Foundation at thewallyfoundation.com, and links to all of today's resources will be listed on the show's page at dogworksradio.com/the-Sibe-Vibe. Nanette, the new Gib Nibs, which, thank you, you've named after my EpiDog, Angel Gibson, and that's so important to me, and it's nice to know that his messages will continue on, to hopefully help other families with EpiDogs. And as we stated, they're designed with Gibson's diet in mind. And for dogs with epilepsy, there are certain foods that can possibly trigger a seizure, such as wheat gluten, preservatives, colorings, and rosemary. So we always try to stay away from those if we can. And if an EpiDog is on medication, such as potassium bromide, which was one of the medications Gibson was on, it is really important to monitor the salt intake of a dog's diet, as it can interfere with the medication. So I always carefully monitored Gibson's diet, kept him away from products that had added salt and sodium. Gib nibs do not contain any salt, sugar, preserves, gluten, or rosemary, as we had said. And then you have also said these treats are good for dogs with diabetes, something you're quite familiar with since your first husky, Nala, as you said, was diabetic and launched you into creating your own healthy treats. Can you tell us some of the dietary restrictions for a diabetic dog and how Gib nibs are not just epi-friendly but also diabetic dog-friendly?
Well, the diabetic dogs need a high-protein, low-fat, and carb diet with no sugar, of course. And the Gib nibs, they're all healthy vegetables and oats and then homemade beef puree. So there's nothing additives, there's no salt or anything that's harmful to them as well.
That's wonderful. And according to you, Nanette, Gib nibs ingredients are made from organic oats, pumpkin, cooked green beans, carrots, zucchini, fresh parsley, and homemade beef puree, as you mentioned. Speaking of ingredients contained in Gib nibs, I want to talk briefly about to our listeners about green beans and pumpkin and why these are so healthy and great to have in a treat. Pumpkin is full of fiber and vitamins and can help dogs with issues such as constipation and diarrhea. Gibson had pure pumpkin puree, and I just want to emphasize that we're talking about pure pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling. You don't want to give a dog pumpkin pie filling. It's the pure pumpkin puree. So it should say nothing else but pumpkin. And right? And, the cans look alike. They sit next to each other on the shelf. So it's just something to really pay attention to so that folks grab the right thing. I had added the pure pumpkin puree into Gibson's food each day, and that helped keep his gut and his anal glands healthy, and something I actually still do with all of my huskies. And because one of his anti-epileptic medications, the side effect was increased appetite. By adding pumpkin and pureed green beans to his diet, it served as a healthy non-fat filler to help appease that voracious appetite. And I do want to just add a footnote here for anyone listening that as with all new treats and foods, please check with your dog's veterinarian first to be sure the amounts to feed and if it is indeed safe for your dog's particular diet based on the vet's knowledge of your dog's health. Now, Nanette, I know we did a taste test here of Gib nibs, and wow, they were welcome with lots of excitement. I can only think of Gib. He would have loved them. And all these dogs, well, they stepped right up for him, and they tasted them, and I knew instantly that they were excellent. So who does all the taste testing there in your kitchen?
Well, of course, Sassy, she started when we started, she was the first one, and she would know just the way that I handled my equipment and everything when I was to that taste testing point, and she would be right in there. It didn't take long for Bentley to pick up, and then Jake as well this summer. It didn't take him long to catch on what they were doing, and their butts are planted and their noses are in the air like, we're ready, Mom, let's see how it goes.
That's awesome. I mean, I can only imagine, being one of the huskies in your house, knowing their mom is a baker of treats. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And
that's pretty
exciting.
exciting.
I bet. I can just see them. Okay, here we go. Mom's ready.
Yeah, and I've tried to lay the things down as quiet as possible, and it does not do a bit of good. They are right back there going, oh, I heard you, Mom. I know you did that.
Oh, that's so cute. Now, while Gib nibs are based on the EpiDog's diet and also the diabetic dog, a dog does not have to have epilepsy or diabetes to enjoy these treats, correct? It's a flavor all dogs, of course, based on their diet, can enjoy?
Yes, correct. It's a great treat that all dogs love with, just healthy oats and vegetables and then a little bit of beef puree. All four of ours love it. Even Bella, she's already in on them. And I've got customers buying them already, and they really weren't aware of what they actually were for. But they taste tested and tried them, and there's nothing harmful in them. They're just great, healthy snacks.
That's really great to know. Now, as you said, Gib nibs are protein-filled, low-fat treats. You're licensed and registered with the FDA and the Missouri Agricultural Department. So let's talk about what is called the guaranteed analysis of the treats. And for the consumer, this info is on the label of every bag of Gib nibs. But maybe you can kind of go over the percentages and kind of break it down in layman terms for us.
The guaranteed analysis, what it does, basically it tells you, like, once, every bite of this treat, these are the items that they're going to get to show that it is actually healthy. Just like a snack we would eat, you do it as, it's not part of your real diet, but it's something that you can have, as a snack. They're high protein, a low fat treat, and they taste great.
Now, if you're just tuning in, this is the Sibe Vibe on DogWorks Radio, and we're talking with Husky mom Nanette Willis, owner and baker at Sassy's Goodies in Springfield, Missouri. And Nanette is the baker behind the new Gib Nibs, a gluten-free dog treat, created with the Epi dog in mind. But in a portion of the sales from Gib Nibs, Nanette will be donating to the Wally Foundation for Canine Epilepsy. You can visit Sassy's Goodies online at www.sassys, and that's SASSYS Goodies, GOODIES.net. You can also check out Sassy's Goodies Facebook page as well. And if you'd like to, you can tune in to our February 2016 show when I first interviewed Nana to learn more about the history and all about the background of Sassy's Goodies. You can just visit my blog at fivesibes.blogspot.com. Look for my February Epilepsy Day post from this year, and in that post, I introduce Gib Nibs. I have a link to that show and a lot of other information. And as I said before, links to these sites and all that are listed that we talk about on today's show will be on today's show website at dogworksradio.com/the-sibe-vibe. And also I'll be posting it over on fivesibe.blogspot.com and on our Five Sibe Siberian Husky Canine News and Reviews Facebook page. And links to all of these sites can be found on our new fivesibes.com website. Nana, you do a lot of awareness of feeding healthy foods and treats to dogs, both in your community and on Sassy's Goodies page. Can you give us some healthy tips that folks can incorporate into a dog's diet and the things to be aware of?
When you're choosing any food or treats, you want to watch for artificial things like powdered cellulose or starch, any byproduct meal. Those are all just manufactured, sometimes really bad things that can be harmful to your dogs. You want to choose ones with healthy real meats and fruits and veggies, no dyes and preservatives or anything like that. And it will keep them healthier. And we all know if they're healthier, they live longer, and that makes us happy.
Absolutely. So that label reading is really, really important. Now,
yes, very.
Gib Nibs and all of your Sassy's Goodies are baked fresh, and they arrive in really nice resealable pouches. How long can they last for? If they last, because I know here they go pretty quick. And is there any special storage instructions?
The best way to do them is either just in the Ziploc bags or in your favorite treat jar that your dogs know where they keep them. They'll stay fresh and crunchy for well over a year if they're around that long.
That's wonderful. And just, I know it's a curiosity with most folks. Because there's no preservatives, how is it that they can stay fresh so long?
It's just a special way that I bake them.
That's awesome. So it's a natural way of baking without preservatives, and folks can keep them up to a year. It's wonderful.
Correct.
Now, your treats can be found not only in your store and online, but also, I believe, an Etsy store and the shelves of some stores and vet offices and rescues. Can you kind of tell us where all they can be purchased and if Gib Nibs will be included on those shelves?
Yes, we do have an Etsy shop. We also have them on the Amazon Homemade store. We have 27 local stores here in Springfield with vets and groomers and grocery pet stores. We do have the Gib Nibs already on our website, and they'll be on Etsy and Amazon here pretty soon, probably this week. And just once we've got all the samples out to the stores, as soon as they order them, they'll be out there and ready to go.
That's awesome. And how would they find you on Amazon and Etsy? Will it also be under the Sassy's Goodies name?
Yeah, Etsy is the Sassy's Goodies name. On the Amazon, it's the homemade section, and it's Sassy's Goodies as well.
Okay, wonderful. We'll be really anticipating that and looking forward to being able to get them that way as well. Now, We're going to start off a little bit, and before we sign off, I know many of us have been following along and shared your recent horrible scare when your beautiful Siberian Husky puppy Bella went missing after being taken from your property. After an intense search on both a local level and an online outreach, your story has a very happy ending, as sweet Bella, which is Sassy's baby, has been found and returned home to you. I am so happy for her safe return, as I know so many people are as well. Can you just kind of bring us up to speed on how is Bella doing now and how that happy reunion was for you and her mama Sassy and all the Husky pack mates?
I want to thank everybody for all the sharing everywhere. It was just amazing how many people stepped up and tried to help. I couldn't have done it by myself without everyone, and I really, really appreciate it. She's doing great. The first night we had a few problems, but she's eating better now with her good food, and she's comfortable with everyone like it's never happened. Actually, she and Jake are still running and playing. Jake actually watches her. He's the one we adopted this summer when we rescued him, and he knew when she was gone, even without that, physical bond. But she's playing and having a good time with them. She's starting to gain her weight back. We've been to the vet, and everything seemed to be okay. And we're just really thankful that she's back home with us.
It's an inspiration for so many families who pets do go missing to hear that she is back home, and we're just so thankful and relieved that she is. And I love watching. You have some videos over on Sassy's Goodies of her and Jake playing, and I love it. And I'm so happy to hear that it had a great ending. Nanette, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. It's been such a pleasure to have you back on, and really thank you so much for joining in the Live, Give, Strong Canine Epilepsy Awareness campaign, and by creating the Gib Nibs and donating a portion of it to help other epi dogs in need. I think that's just wonderful, and I'm so thrilled to, be part of this.
Thanks for having me. It's always so much fun to be on here. I look forward to helping all the epi dogs out there as well.
Wonderful. And, anyone who's listening, if you order, some Gib Nibs, take some photos of your dogs with them and send them over to me over on my Facebook page, or you can email them to me. My email's over on the Facebook page as well, or you can do it to 5sibes@gmail.com. And let's see some of those photos. And once we get a collection of them, I'd love to put a video together of dogs all over enjoying the Gib Nibs. So that would be a fun thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, Robert, I don't know if you have anything else to add before we sign off for the day?
No, thank you very much for joining us today, Nanette. As always, great products and a great way to raise awareness for the Wally Foundation as well.
Thank you.
Great. All right, and I want to thank all our listeners for tuning in. We'll be back next month where we will be welcoming the spring season, and we'll be highlighting Purple Day and Canine Epilepsy Awareness. So everybody have a great month, and thank you for tuning in to the Sibe Vibe, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Did you know that Alaska Dog Works trains service dogs for those in need throughout North America? Each and every service dog that is trained through the Lead Dog Service Dog Program and Michelle Forto and her team has an individual training plan. We train for autistic, mobility, psychiatric, and PTSD for our soldiers for service work. If you know of someone that may need a service dog, please take a moment and check out Alaska Dog Works on social media and at alaskadogworks.com.
If you like our podcast, there are a few things you can do. You can take a couple of minutes and go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. You can also check out all of our DogWorks Radio sponsors and promotions in our show notes. Another thing you can do is go over to Facebook, like our Facebook page, and one last thing, please tell all of your friends by spreading the word about DogWorks Radio. Thank you so much for listening to us. We really appreciate you.
DogWorks Radio is produced by Robert Forto. Logo art by Angry Squirrel Studios. DogWorks Radio is produced in conjunction with KVRF 89.7 in Palmer, Alaska.
For dog training advice, you can contact Alaska Dog Works at 841-1686 or visit their website at alaskadogworks.com. If you have a show idea or would like to be a guest, please contact us by sending an email to live@dogworksradio.com.